What's up, Beard Clan? Welcome back to another versus video. Today we're looking at the 50mm Hobby King F18 versus the 50mm Habu from Horizon. First of all, let's talk about the obvious difference. This is a sport jet, meaning it's not a real jet in real life. It's made as a concept to be an RC. That's where I got attacked by a drone. Y'all may have seen that in a previous video. But this is just supposed to be a sport jet, so it flies really well. It does fly on 3S, as you see here, only. I fly on a 1800 Gen Ace battery, also fly it on a 2200 3S Spectrum Smart battery, which, as you can probably imagine, gives it way better flight time, but it is heavier and doesn't glide as well. The Habu does come with Safe and AS3X, so it's really good for a beginner. And it's a small plane, so you could fly it at pretty much any local park. The battery hatch uses a magnet to hold it on, and you just pull it off this little hatch clasp right here. Alright, how does that 28-inch wing come off? Here's the seam, and here are the 4 bolts right here that you just use these right here to take out. Nice and simple. Whole wing pops right off. Note you can't get them off with just an Allen wrench. They're really deep, so you have to use almost like a screwdriver type. The gear you just pop forward and snap out of the hole. The front gear, it does have the steering, so you need a 1.5mm wrench to take off. These are the holes they give you to launch it with, and as you guys have seen in my past videos, they don't work great. I think I'm going to start trying it from here from now on. Just gotta watch the elevator and not hit your hand on it. These are the skids that they provide. There's one here in the belly and one on each wing. I noticed that in really tall grass, though, that I did get a little bit of damage. I'll show you guys that here in upcoming, right here. I went ahead and just foam tacked it back in. You can't really tell. Alright, now let's take a look at the F18. This is a gorgeous example. Y'all notice here it says Marines under the tail right there. And on this side it says Navy. So depending on which side you're flying past, that's who you're representing. Here's the battery hatch. As you can see here, I marked a little line so that it could CG it. And I am using the AR620. That's adding a little bit of price, making them really comparable to one another in price. I'm using the 1300, which is the larger of the 4S's that it recommends. A 1000 or a 1300 were my options. Thought I'd go with a little 1300 and get some more flight time. I did have to hollow this part out so it would fit and close, though, right here where you're seeing. Otherwise there was a hump in the canopy when it closed. It also uses magnets to keep the hatch on, and instead of having a latch, it uses the little clear tape. And that brings us to possibly one of the coolest and one of my favorite parts about this little model. The wings also utilize magnets. There is no screws, there's no tape, there's no nothing like that. You just pop these little plugs together like usual. The servo plugs go in, and then as you see here, the magnets hold them on beautifully. I was a little skeptical as to how well it might hold on, but this is how I use. This is the method I use to launch this one. And these here are the skids for the bottom. I did also incur a little damage with this one. This missile right here broke, and the tip right here also broke. The grass has been really tall lately at the park, and it kind of catches it and snags on it whenever it lands. And that's going to conclude the in-depth portion of this video. let's go check out how they both fly. Going south, leaving the runway. So as we bring this review to a close, the Habu has a few things going for it in my opinion. If you don't have an EDF with landing gear already, this is a great option. You can take them off, you can leave them on, whatever you choose. Probably uses the 3S2200s that you already have. It has a great stable wing. You get great customer service from Horizon. However, if you've already got a couple of EDS with landing gear, maybe go for the F-18. You like the military look a little better. It's a little less stable, but maybe a little faster. Whichever one you end up choosing, I think they're both a pretty good deal, and they're both right around $220. If you enjoyed the review, please consider to drop a like and subscribe. I'd be honored if you'd help the channel that way. And as a wise pilot once told me, you can only hurt them on the ground, so keep them in the air.